As men of that opinion say aye. As men of contrary opinion say no. The ayes have it.
Members of the August House have ultimately had their way and passed a bill that watered down requirements in the Elections Act that were meant to instill discipline in the management and membership of political parties. The Elections Act Amendment Bill struck off Section 34(8) of the Elections Law that would have otherwise required all politicians eyeing various elective seats in next year's general election to be members of political parties at least 3 months to the date of nomination. That would have meant politicians who lose in the nominations would have been compelled to stick with their political parties.
If one was to wake up at the middle of the night, Mr. Speaker, at 2 p.m., at 1 a.m., Mr. Speaker, and he wanted to join a party, then there should be no law, Mr. Speaker, that should subject such a person not to exercise the freedom of conscience that that person wants to exercise, which has been given, Mr. Speaker, by the Constitution.
That over 150 members of this House were going to be affected with these deadlines, which could have been avoided. In my view, Mr. Speaker, I thought we made a bad law, and this House has a responsibility to rectify.
Political parties are associations, Mr. Speaker. They are groupings, Mr. Speaker. If you differ in a group, Mr. Speaker, and if you feel you no longer believe in whatever that group believes in, Mr. Speaker, the right thing to do is to be allowed to move to a group where you feel comfortable. That is what we call freedom of association, Mr. Speaker.
The Isaac Ruto-sponsored bill was rushed through the first and second readings Wednesday and was headed for the third reading until 3 members of parliament raised objections, prompting Deputy Speaker Farah Malim to adjourn the debate. But members of parliament opposed to the mischief of party hopping were eventually outnumbered this evening.
Mr. Speaker, we're moving towards the general elections. Several things are happening. We're seeing a lot of party hopping or whatever it's supposed to be. But, Mr. Speaker, should we allow that, then we beat the very purpose for which the Elections Act was meant to and hopes to achieve.
People should stick to the parties they want. At least 6 months to the election date. I see no reason as to why people should be now panicking. Even if we pass this thing today, my appeal to the President is to reject it.
By passing the Elections Act Amendment Bill, the members of parliament have given themselves an opportunity to move in and out of political parties at will and jump ship should they lose in nominations, as long as they are finally settled in their preferred political parties by January 4th next year. All political parties are required by the elections law to submit their lists of candidates to the IEBC at least 45 days to the election date, that is, by January 18th next year.
This is allowing party hopping to the extreme. So if that is the case, perhaps another amendment should be given that you allow party hopping up to the day of the election. What is the problem with that? Let us be clear on that issue. Let us not say 1 month before. For what reason?
President Mwai Kibaki could, however, heartbreak the proponents of party hopping if he declines to assent to the amendment bill as soon as it reaches his desk. So will the president play ball? Francis Gashuri, Citizen Live at 9.